Sandusky County Economic Development Organization started out 28 years ago. At that time, we really didn't have an economic development organization leading the charge. We've become the go-to organization for retention, expansion, and workforce development. We have achieved record results year after year with our business and retention program. To give you an idea how successful Sandusky County's retention and expansion program is, you want to go back and you want to look at the 2014 year. We had 27 projects that were announced with a capital investment of $231 million. In contrast to that, in 2015, we had 29 projects with a capital investment of $295 million. Retention was 3,627 jobs, and new jobs created were 910. Based off of this information, it goes to show how successful Sandusky County has been in our retention and expansion program. Here are some of our successful projects from 2015.
Motion controls robotics has grown consistently over the last 20 years. There's been ups and downs, but more consistent ups. And we decided, due to the amount of business that we've been seeing over the past few years, that we needed to add on. So we decided on a 4,000 square foot addition, and our investment in that 4,000 square feet was approximately $300,000. We had to add employees. We went approximately 15 to 17 employees we added in a one-year time frame. The reality is that manufacturing right now, about 5% of the jobs across North America are currently automated. Manufacturing across the board in North America's goal is to have 20 to 25% of the jobs automated in the 2020-2021 timeframe. Economic Development Corporation are very keen to what we have done and the abilities we have and what we can use this for potential customers, not only of ours, but potential businesses coming into Sandusky County.
So $7 million total investment, with the bulk of that being the linear accelerator. It's a true beam linear accelerator. It's the latest technology, allows us to do stereotactic radiosurgery, which is the term gamma knife is a more familiar term. And we can treat about 45 patients a day on that machine if it goes at full force. It takes about 15 minutes of treatment. And that total investment was somewhere around $3.5 million. The bulk, about half of and the bunker there was about $750,000. It's a lot of concrete out there to house that piece of radiation generating equipment. And really just soundbite wise, I think it's about the opportunity to provide the care here locally in the community is really what we're excited about. A family member of my dad had cancer, and so he lived in Port Clinton. And I can speak from the perspective of when you have to take a family member outside of the community. If you're receiving radiation therapy, it's 5 days a week for typically 6 to 8 weeks. Your medical oncology therapy typically is once a week or maybe more often. And just the coordination that goes along with that, not just dealing with the diagnosis and what happens during the disease, but also just about making sure all that happens for your loved one. And so that's really what we're bringing here, local care in the community. Actually, I've been rounding in the hospital the last couple of weeks, asking our staff members about what they love about Memorial and why they work there. And what I hear a lot is the family-like environment, which is what we have here, and also that they have the opportunity to live in a small community and take care of their friends and neighbors. And so that's really what we're looking to do here.
Well, Clyde was a market we had our eye on, and probably the most common reason that we came here was because of the people we were able to attract to staff our office. Our investment in Clyde was a nice fit for us to expand in the community. I had worked in the Clyde community for roughly 10 years, grew up in Clyde, so it was a natural extension for us to come over here and attract people that knew the market very well, understood what Sandusky County had to offer, and not only with the 4 or 5 jobs that we've created, the opportunity for us to lend to small businesses, help them grow and expand in the area is really important to us. It was roughly $1.2 million total investment, including the real estate, the building itself, and then the equipment that's housed in here as well. Well, initially we opened a loan production office with a limited service deposit base and hired 4 people in that office. And then once we opened the new full service facility here, we added an additional staff person with expectation that we'll have 1 more come on board probably later this year. The Sandusky County Economic Development Corporation has done a lot of work in the Clyde area. We've seen successes with businesses expanding, the community growing. The community has welcomed us tremendously, from the city offices to the community itself.
Carbo Forge originated from Carbo Tool and Die back in 1961 when three partners partnered up and bought Carbo Tool and Die from a seller. Our financial investment in Sandusky County in 2015 totaled roughly $1,025,000. The scope of our project was a replacement of a billet heating system on one of our 1,600-ton national machinery maxi presses. The old billet heater, I believe, dated back to 1989, that we've limped along for several years, and it was creating a lot of downtime issues with our press, and so we decided that it was time to make the investment and replace that induction unit billet heater. I think there's a certain pride being in Sandusky County, having been born and raised in Sandusky County. Carries enough pride in and of itself, and then for what we're able to do not only for our community with the participation with local boards and nonprofit organizations, help serving on boards and committees, and then also giving financial support to area businesses in Sandusky County. There is a sense of pride.
Century Die started in 1946 as a support to the forging industry. Moved into plastics in 1964, primarily in packaging, bottles and whatnot, and it's made its career in that point from there. We work with all the major bottle makers in North America, and are very well known. Today we have over 75 employees. Over 50 of them are highly skilled. Total investment was just a little over $1 million this year. Some of that was in software upgrades as well, system upgrades, but the majority of it was in machinery. We moved into the 5-axis machining world about 2.5 years ago with our first 5-axis machine, and it proved out very well. I was a little nervous about moving into that. Culture is very hard to break. Everybody's used to the way they do it today, and the new things are hard to grasp. The 5-axis machining centers are basically a milling machine that has the capability of machining parts in five motions at the same time. So it can move X, Y, Z, and then the table rotates in 2 different directions as well, all simultaneously, which gives us the opportunity to machine very complex parts, machine faster. It also gives the opportunity to machine all 5 sides of a part in one operation without having to take it to another operation. Well, we're a thriving and growing company, and we need to stay ahead of technology. Our competition basically drives that kind of investment. The entire machining world, which we're involved in, evolves and changes over time, and we have to have the latest and newest type of equipment. 40 years ago, when I got in the trade, there wasn't even a CNC machine, let alone now 5-axis machining centers and and more advanced machines.
Our area is all of Sandusky County, and we've got branches located through the county, but we don't have anything this far east, and we wanted to make sure that we serviced the east side of the county, Clyde and Bellevue and the surrounding areas. The project actually cost us $2 million to complete it, to build it. That's including the land and the building and all the equipment that goes into it, which is very expensive. And we hired 7 new employees in the process. Well, the impact is we're growing, and the membership is growing. We've gotten new members, plus we're servicing the older members that were already here, but we've added quite a few new members already, and it's helping us grow. I mean, the whole point is to continue to grow assets, so we continue to grow strong. We've had a record-breaking year. We've reached $176 million in assets. The rest is history. We've built it, and everybody's very pleased with it. And it's been going well. It's only been open about 4 months, but we've gotten quite a few new members out of it, and the existing membership just loves it. I think it's important. EDC works with all the businesses in the area and helps to maintain the jobs that were already here, and helps to bring in new jobs. They help other businesses that want to come into town, and helps them locate the areas that would fit into their business. I think it's important that we have that economic development, and I think the EDC does a good job at that. They've retained a lot of jobs and brought in new business.
Sandusky Industries has been around for a very long time. We have outgrown our facility currently, and our county board has recently gone through some privatization. The EDC has actually been a huge part of us being able to move. They've given us opportunity to apply for a tax abatement, which helps our whole project, our whole movement to go to Clyde. Without the tax abatement, it'd be harder for us to afford. When working with EDC, they've given us opportunity to look at things that we weren't originally thinking. We wanted to renovate, but of course, after looking at some of the properties or some that have sat, we've decided that building was a better option because the EDC has shown us different places and different property values, and of course the costs that go along with it. And it was something that helped us be able to see that we can afford it and it'd be in a good location where we had other resources to tap into. We are going to spend around 1.5 to 1.7 million on building this building out on Premier Drive in Clyde. It's been a great community to move into. We have double the space that we need now. We currently have 120 individuals employed here in this facility. Those individuals have disabilities, and we also have 40 staff that are also employed here that we will be moving to the other facility as well. I'm Megan Cron, the CEO of Sandusky Industries, and I'm very excited to be part of Sandusky County and what EDC can provide for this county.
2015 was our first year for our 9th grade Manufacturers Career Showcase. It actually started from bus tours that we did for high school guidance counselors, principals, and superintendents. After we completed those, we heard back from them that it was important for us to get out in front of the students. So a planning committee came together, about 21 people actually, to put together our first Manufacturers Career Showcase. We had 828 9th graders that participated, 8 school systems, including public and private. It was a great collaboration that gave a day focus on 7 skill sets that are necessary today in manufacturing. The day was very successful, and because of that, we're planning for our second career showcase that will be October 7th in 2016. Project Olay is a 3-year project that we're in our 3rd year. We identified 7 specific touches that are being pushed out to over 40 manufacturers that specialize in plastics. They're headquartered within states that are contiguous to Ohio and then have production facilities down in Mexico. We just pushed out our 6th touch point, which is an ag pack from the Chamber of Commerce that focuses on food manufacturing that is currently happening in Sandusky County. Touch 7 will occur in 2016, and that's when we actually do visits directly with headquarters for the 40 companies that we're targeting. Our ultimate goal is to help the companies move production from Mexico to Sandusky County. But if for some reason we don't have a perfect match, the true goal is to get them located here in Northwest Ohio. We know our workforce will drive 45 minutes one way, and this could be a success for all of us in all of our communities if we identify even one company that would make the move. I'm really proud of our team and the work we do here. Business is alive and well in Sandusky County, and we are working with companies that will be here 20, 50, 100 years from now.